Congress of the United States, Washington, D.C., and this is dated December 20, 2019. Here it writes, Honorable Minister Abubakar Malami, Minister of Justice and Honorable Attorney General, Federal Secretariat Complex, Abuja, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Dear Mr. Attorney General, this is written by the Congress of the United States of America. It is written and it is dated 20th. This letter is written and issued to the Attorney General of Nigeria by the United States Congress. And I'm going to quickly go through this letter and why it seems that Malami is acting now saying that Omoyele Sowore and Dasuki should be released. I'll quickly run through it. We write to you regarding Mr. Omoyele Sowore, a New Jersey resident who was arrested on August 3rd and charged with treason, money laundering, and cyber stalking associated with his call for demonstrations. We are deeply concerned that established legal procedure and the rule of law are not being followed in his case. We understand that the Nigerian court twice ordered his release after he met the terms of his bail, but the Nigerian Department of State Security (DSS) refused to comply with these orders until December 5th. We are also told that the very next day he was rearrested while appearing in court for what was supposed to be the beginning of his trial. Disturbing videos of a melee in court are circulating, which appear to show armed agents in the court and Mr. Sowore being placed in a choke hold, after which he was re-detained by DSS. Though no new charges have been filed to justify this re-detention, we understand that his case has since been placed within your purview. We are pleased to stand alongside Nigeria as a democratic country. As the largest democracy in Africa, Nigeria has an opportunity and responsibility to serve as a model for following the established rule of law under its own constitution. And as with all advanced democracy, this includes the lawful application of prosecutorial powers and actions, as well as the ultimate compliance with judicial rulings. In the case of Mr. Sowore re-detention, this does not appear to have happened. Under President Muhammadu Buhari and your leadership, Nigeria must work to uphold the basic human rights of its citizens, including their freedom of expression and political affiliation, without fear of government reprisal and harassment, particularly for opposing or dissenting voices. As your country works to protect the security of your citizens, including actively countering threats of terrorism and extremist violence, it will best serve Nigeria's interest to protect and uphold a very legal system that provides for stability and open dialogue. Mr. Attorney General, we request that you take immediate steps to ensure the safety and security of Mr. Sowore while he is held in government's custody. Work to facilitate a speedy and fair resolution to the current circumstances of his re-detention and ensure that he receives a legally sound and credible trial consistent with Nigeria established judicial proceedings and the ruling that follow. Indefinite detention is defiance of court orders or unfairly conducting Mr. Sowore's legal prosecution will only serve as to tarnish Nigeria's international reputation and standing as a leading African democracy. Doing so risks empowering those other voices who would seek to work against you. Your leadership in facilitating genuine progress toward respect for the rule of law can continue to pave the way for closer ties between the United States. And I went further, and I'm going to go to the back of this. Now, you can see that this message is even written in a very amiable, soft, mild, and humble tone, but inherent, there is, an unmistakably clear kind of statement being put out there. It's a shameful thing anyway. So they ended up here saying Nigeria for years to come, strengthening continued economic growth, development, and security cooperation. We urge you to show leadership in this case and on these critical issues. So, signed by Robert Menendez, United States Senator Christopher A. Coons, Bill Pascal Jr., member of Congress, also signed by Cory Booker, Charles E. Kumar, United States, and another Josiah Golitinia, something like that, member of Congress. All of these people, senators and member of Congress, signed this, and they're like like the senators we have in Nigeria, too, just like the senators. But it's quite unfortunate that this administration cared less about nothing. That is because people made a mistake by standing in solidarity, although it's not really the fault of some of them, because there are political talks, they've been bribed, and a lot of things. They stood somehow docile when this man came back, because people said, "Oh, Buhari is a man of integrity. He has not stolen. He has not done anything. He has not done this." When he was there, he put a lot of people in jail. Yes, maybe, but somehow this man does not understand democracy. He doesn't understand the struggle of Omoyele Sowore. Simply put, he's been selective when it comes to the application or respect for the rule of law. That's just what it is. Buhari understands what is happening, but then he has to do the biddings of the cabals and also fulfill the mandate of the Hausa Fulani, which is not the mandate that he claimed he was going to fulfill. What a shame. So it's long overdue. Well, I think as a result of this, it seems that Malami is beginning to act a little bit. They're trying to at least mend a little bit of here and there, not because they are afraid. These people care less about nothing, but because they know some of their properties, some of their interest lies overseas, and they know that some of the loot that some of them have stolen lies overseas, and because they need free movement back and forth all over the world, and they want to have all of this. That is why they might decide to step down a little bit. That's just what it is. They might decide to step down a little bit and say, okay, you know what, President, you know what, if you don't do this, they might talk to the United Kingdom, and you might not be able to go to the United Kingdom for your medical treatment if that is, you see, those are sanctions. They might say, okay, you know what, you cannot come there for your medical treatment. Then you will have to go to Saudi Arabia and some of these Arab countries to go for his medical treatment. And that free movement of their children abroad, traveling abroad, going to UK, America, Canada, and the rest of that might not be possible because they might put a sanction, they put a ban on a lot of them. Right now, they've already listed them as this administration as an administration that does not obey the rule of law and uses religion as a form of tool, kind of religious bigotry, something like that. So these senators, 4 of them, 1 member of Congress, and the rest of them are senators, 2 members of Congress, and 4 senators. They decided to put their signature, they decided to pen this, they decided to present these to Malami, and like I told you, Malami is beginning to act a little. Hopefully, Omoyele Sowore will spend Christmas with his family. And Dasuki, he has been there since, I think, around December 2015. Why? Because the story out there is that while they were in their military, situation or whatever it is, Dasuki arrested this present Major General Buhari. So Buhari is trying to you know what? I'm going to lock you up too because you are a thief. So they're just trying to look at, well, I'm not saying it's anything bad. Even it doesn't matter if someone had done something to you before. If you realize 1 or 2, you lock them up. That's not a problem. But let the rule of law go into this. Not that you will say, you know what, I'm not going to allow the rule of law to pay. That being said, there are times that the president will say, you know what, these people might bribe. Even if the court is being bribed, I think there are enforcement agencies. That's why we have people that can investigate such things. Journalists that can investigate things, and you can have a kind of a system whereby the judge will not be bribed. So this we need to still work the system. We need to work the system. The only approach is not to say, okay, you know what, because the judges could be bribed and to rule in favor of these people and they will escape. I'm just going to hold them down. No, you don't do that. That's what they call democracy. It's not an easy thing. If you cannot run it, if you cannot face it, you just do not, you can't just say you want to be president. That's just what it is for now. If you're not a member of this channel, let's grow it together by you simply tapping on the subscription button and red notification icon bell below. It will alert you whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.